like you said, you were just happy just to get through that round and and take it all the way to state. But now the fact that like you're winning all three events here, in the top 2-3 in all the events at Arcadia, like is it a different dynamic or a different lens that you look at it now, not only in terms of specifically the high jump, but just all three collectively together?
Yeah, I think they just all kind of clicked. So I think once like CIF and like league comes, I think that I'll be more mentally prepared to like, especially like coming here and doing it. So I think I'm like more prepared, and just like this is like a relief to show that I could do it and just trust myself.
Well, when I shared with you last year that the first athlete in more than a decade to sweep long jump and triple jump, we have to go back to the 80s and the great Wendy Brown to match up what A.B. Hernandez did by winning all three again. 5'10", 19.4, 41.7 and a half, building on the 19.2 and the 41.4 last year. A.B., stay healthy, recover well, and obviously we look forward to greatness in May in the postseason.
Thank you.
Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. So there was a meet over the weekend featuring a very prominent male athlete in high school sports at the moment over in California, A.B. Hernandez. This person went on to again win multiple events. Well, classed as winning multiple events, but we want to highlight in this video the female athletes who jumped the furthest, the female athletes who performed the best when it came down to it. The female athletes who should have left with gold medals, silver medals, who should have had a spot on the podium. The CIF's new policy was just to placate people temporarily. They're not serious. We are still seeing girls displaced. Before, it was sharing medals after the new policy was introduced. Now it's just simply giving the medal to the male athlete. It's back to business as usual because the policy isn't applied to every meet, but the CIF is allowing this to happen. And most importantly, something that I don't think gets talked about enough is the fact that history matters. History has to be accurate. We know progressives don't like accuracy when it comes to history. They like to rewrite history. And now we have somebody masquerading as a female athlete.
We have to go back to the 80s and the great Wendy Brown to match up what A.B. Hernandez did by winning all three again.
But yet this person is male, and we have a male athlete breaking records, or shall we say erasing women from records. Where there should be a girl's name in history, we're going to see the name of a male athlete in this particular circumstance. And this is what Gavin Newsom is allowing to happen, despite admitting that it's deeply unfair when discussing specifically this male athlete. He is allowing it to happen. The CIF is allowing it to happen. An injustice against women and girls. Erasing women's history. Yesterday at the prestigious Mount Sac Invitational, a trans-identified boy, A.B. Hernandez of Huripa Valley High School, tripled, leaping 19 feet 4 to win the long jump, spanning a distance of 41.7.5 to win the triple jump title, then cleared 5 feet 10 to win the high jump. According to the interviewer, the last time an athlete won all three jumps at Mount Sac, it was Wendy Brown in the 1980s. Brown went on to be a national NCAA champion for USC before competing in the Olympics. Gavin Newsom, when will this state-sanctioned misogyny and abuse of women and girls end? That's 3 events in which female athletes have been denied gold medals. 3 events in which female athletes have been denied a spot on the podium. Been denied a silver, been denied a bronze. We can go on, even a spot at the finals in the first place. Brown went on to be a national NCAA champion for USC before competing in the Olympics. She was a heptathlete. So in 1984, while competing for Woodside High School, Brown won the CIF California State Track Team title for her high school single-handedly, the only athlete to ever accomplish that feat. She scored 38 points, winning the long jump, triple jump and high jump, and was second in the 100-meter hurdles behind the future fastest woman in the world, Gail Devers. Her 42 feet 10 inches and a half jump that year was the NFHS National High School record in the triple jump for 7 years. Later, in 1984, she won the Pan American Junior Championships in the long jump and finishing fourth in the 100 meters hurdles. She also went on to become an American gladiator. So this is real history right here, in the history of high school athletics, in the history of NCAA sports, track and field. And now we're going to be seeing male athletes with their names entered into the women's categories, entered into the records that are set aside specifically for female athletes. And let's just be real, these male athletes' names wouldn't be there if they were competing in the correct category. So clearly there's an incentive to go over into the women's category and claim to be a woman. That is absolutely unacceptable. And I agree with Gavin Newsom. It is deeply unfair. But what I don't agree with is him allowing it to continue in Trump's America, may I add. And they only introduced that policy because Trump threatened to withdraw federal funding. The CIF came up with that policy, that bogus policy, acting as if it was some sort of solution. And if there's any doubt that the female athletes are against this, that has been dispelled with the fact that these female athletes have actually come forward and spoken out and said that it's very difficult for them being put into this position through no fault of their own. They just want to compete fairly and safely in sports. Many of these girls, including Julia Tevan, pictured on the right, have shown incredible courage in speaking publicly about CIF states sacrificing girls' safety and fairness and blatantly violating Title IX. And this was them last year wearing their Protect Girls Sports shirts at a postseason track meet at Yoba Linda High School.
How good do you feel about the direction that things are heading, Malia, after today?
After today, I believe my trajectory for long jump and triple jump will only rise. This is only the middle of my junior year. I still have the rest of my senior season. My long jump will get better. I can promise you that one. Triple jump, I can only go further. There's no downside to this. The rest of my season will hopefully go wonderfully, and San Diego section is gonna pop off this year.
What I was so excited about was, you had the 40-foot 4 3/4 early, but then to be able to finish it off the way you did with 40-foot 1 1/2 in the sixth round, how uplifting was that to be like you want that to be the norm come May in the postseason. So to be able to execute that again at the end, how inspiring and motivating is that heading back home with that mark?
Going back home, coming back to Oceanside, will be breaking my own school record, and being able to go back and tell my friends, hey, I hit this mark. I maybe scratched my first jump, I scratched some of my long jumps, but I hit a 40-foot 3 on my third jump, and then my fourth and fifth jump might have not been up to standard, but to end up my last triple jump of my junior season here at Mount Sac is just phenomenal. I'm so happy about it. This is those two jumps were my second and third 40-footer in the books for my junior year ever. So it was phenomenal.
This is Malia Jones of Oceanside High School. She is a standout track and field athlete, triple jump 100 meters and 200 meters, and the real winner of the Girls Invitational triple jump at Mount Sac Relays, with a stellar jump of 40 feet, 4 3/4. At Gavin Newsom, is this fair? Would you say something if this was your daughter? So again, CIF has seemed to have forgotten its own policy, and Malia's name is marked number 2 when she jumped the furthest of all the female athletes. And Beth has readjusted the results, and quite rightly so. So I have Malia Jones as first place, Anya Perez second place, Malia Strange third, and Isabella Cavallari in fourth place. So huge well done to Malia and congratulations. And I just don't know how the interviewer feels, because when he speaks to the male athlete, AB Hernandez, it's talking about, amazing improvements, achieving all these goals, surpassing, goals and expectations. But we know why that's happening, because this person is male. And Malaya and the other female athletes, they can't go outside of their biology to perform at a certain level. They can only improve upon their performance as females. And that's why this is a women's competition. That's why women have their own category. And we're supposed to forget that? Or we're supposed to accept that, yeah, it's deeply unfair, but we're going to allow it anyway because we want to be inclusive. We don't want to hurt people's feelings. Never mind the feelings of the female athletes, though. This should be her victory interview. So it's a real shame. And I want people to explain to me why she doesn't deserve the gold medal as the female athlete who jumped the furthest. Why does she not deserve the gold medal, but a male athlete can identify himself into first place? How is that acceptable? And nobody should be asking these women to accept that they're not going to get gold medals when there's a male athlete in their competition. Nobody should be asking that of them because their accomplishments matter. It's their sports. This category belongs to the female athletes. It doesn't belong to any male athlete. The male athlete has the men's category. And apparently, what this male athlete jumped wouldn't have even got him last place over in the men's division. This is Amaya Estes of Canyon Crest Academy High School. She is the real winner of the girls' long jump at Mount Sac Relays with an excellent jump of 19 inches, 1 1/4. At Gavin Newsom, is this fair? Would you say something if this was your daughter? So Maya Estes, first place. Subaki Yamakita, second. Livia Allison, third. Zanani Guanu, fourth place. And a huge thank you to Beth Bourne, who's always going out to these events, is reporting on these events. And a huge thank you to her for highlighting the female winners. So Julia Teven, 172 meters, wow. This is an event that's very close to my heart. I used to do high jump in school when I was a teenager, and thankfully I didn't have to compete against a male athlete. I still have a record, a club record from the 90s, and I said to my coach, who's now in his 80s, all I want is that, a girl beats the record. That's all I ask for, and I will celebrate that. But it's a long-standing record, and it really does mean something to see your name there, as opposed to somebody who didn't achieve that record legitimately, as opposed to the name of a male athlete. I can't even imagine. But there are female athletes dealing with that as we speak. Their names have been erased from records by males. That is an absolute travesty and should never have been allowed to happen.
Julia Tevin, the Brea Linda Star at the 66 Mount Sac Relays. Really gritty, really courageous efforts at 5'6" and 5'8". Fantastic performance backing up the victory at Arcadia with another spectacular effort. I didn't ask you this question last week because I wanted to save it for here because I kind of identify just the stage and the platform and the showcase at both meets with such reverence.
Yeah.
Has this been nostalgic for you? Because obviously you're going to see Moore Park more than you probably ever wanted to see Moore Park come May. But I mean, obviously, Arcadia is only one time a year. Mount Sac's only one time a year, and especially to be able to do this at this stage of your career, is there extra meaning attached to it?
Honestly, Arcadia, there was definitely a lot more meaning because I definitely didn't, I only went there once last year and then this year, and I've never been to Mount Sac, so I was really excited. I didn't know what to expect, and I just wanted to come out here and prove that, I can win, so I'm glad I, did my best.
Most definitely. As a woman who has looked flawless so many times, and first attempt.
This is Julia Teven from Brea Olinda High School. She is a phenomenal multi-sport athlete, volleyball, basketball, track and field, and is the real winner of the girls' high jump at Mount Sac Relays with an excellent jump of 5 feet 8 inches. At Gavin Newsom, is this fair? would you say something if this was your daughter? So, first place, Julia Teven. Second, Amber Whipple. Gwyneth Marika in third. And Cameron Smith in fourth place. So well done to those girls. Well done indeed. Another girl robbed of a first place title by a boy. Let's let everyone know who the real champ is. Once again, ignoring why women's sport existed in the first place. Why is this tolerated? It's about time people demand that these sporting bodies be kind to the girls. Be kind to the female athletes. Don't force them to compete against boys. And don't gaslight them and tell them that this is a girl because of self-identifying as one. They know they're competing against a male athlete. They know it's unfair. They're saying they don't consent. And the CIF isn't listening to them. These sporting bodies, these schools are not listening to them. That is absolutely outrageous that this has been allowed to go on for so long, especially when the governor of California has admitted that it's deeply unfair. When it's being allowed to continue, I don't know, I guess for political reasons.
So like you right now should come out and be like, you know what? The young man who's about to win the state championship in the long jump in female sports,
Right.
that shouldn't happen. You as the governor should step out and say no.
No, and I appreciate.
But like, would you do something like that? Would you say no men in female sports?
Well, I think it's an issue of fairness. I completely agree with you on that. It is an issue of fairness.
So
it's deeply unfair.
Would you speak out against this young man, A.B. Hernandez, who right now is going to win the state championship in the long jump? I can see you wrestling with it.
But it's nothing but abusive towards these female athletes. And yes, at some point, Gavin Newsom has to answer to this. The CIF has to answer to this. When will this state-sanctioned abuse against women and girls finally end?
And I've never been to Mount Sac, so I was really excited. I didn't know what to expect, and I just wanted to come out here and prove that like I can win. So I'm glad I, did my best.
These girls deserve to be recognized for their accomplishments, and they shouldn't have their accomplishments overshadowed by boys in their category. So let me know what you think. Thanks for watching. Like, comment and subscribe. Take care of yourselves, and God willing, I will see you in the next video. And a huge thank you to all of those who have hyped my videos. It is much appreciated.